Smokey Dollar, thank you so much for coming to sit down with me today. Joseph Bills tonight, y'all.
Max out. I appreciate you, bro. What an intro, man.
You know? How you doing today? A hand for Kid K. Comedian left Killer Sire. How you doing, sir? Hey, my man, yo, Fela Indio. Am I saying your name right, bro? Am I saying your name right? I always like to make sure. Terrell. See, give it up for Mikey Moscato. That dude. The guy, ladies and gentlemen. Quality the dude. The sugar. Mr. Network. Let's start with MRTK. Zona.
Good evening. This is Swerve 360.
Now, this is Swerve 36. Old Granddad, Big Butch the Lesbian, Walter Cronwright, Dan Rather, Smoke Weed, Dirty Harry, Lee X the Theater. That's me. And that's what we do here.
Be clear in your mind.
All right. Check. Saturday morning. It's the mission.
Tend to achieve.
Respect the underground radio.
Know what you are going to do. That doesn't seem like too much to ask. Certainly in war. And you wouldn't think it would be too much for people to ask in their lives either.
Yeah, it's not too much to ask. Let's go. The mission. Saturday morning. Wake up.
People going through their lives without knowing what they are trying to do, without having any intent, without having a clear mission. I'm talking on an individual level. As a person, people go through their lives without knowing what it is they want.
They don't know. They don't know. Some people don't know.
To accomplish.
Let's go. Let's get it.
So, know what your mission is.
You have to know. If you rely on other people, they will lead you astray.
As the commander of your life,
you must follow your heart, your mission,
and then fight with everything you've got to win.
Fight with everything you got.
Don't let nobody turn you around. That's real. Because that's why most people don't act on their dreams and ideas. That's why most people, when I'm talking with kids that are in institutions, and I said, what happened? Why did you give up?
What happened?
Working hard and making good grades. Well, they started teasing me. And they allowed that peer
pressure. We're live on the mission. Tap in. Saturday morning, we got a big show.
Their ambitions. They started following the crowd.
First off, Brogawd, all the way from Rochester, New York.
Because he doesn't have the guts or the...
We got Lee Moolah coming to the show all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, and from Detroit, Michigan to AZ, we have DJ Pest.
What's in me? I heard Dr. Johnny Youngblood say, I must live what's in me. I said, why do you do this? He said, I got to do it.
I got to do it.
Got to do it.
You know,
saying,
they know.
This
is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Hey, it might not work out, but I got to do this. Why? Hey, it's the one thing I love.
It's the one thing.
Peace.
It's my peace.
My thing.
It's my thing.
You don't need anybody to approve you.
No.
You don't need anybody to say, go ahead.
They won't do it.
If you get that, that's fantastic.
Great for you.
If you get that encouragement, that's great.
Wonderful for you.
Stand up within yourself boldly and say, this is my life. I'm living my life.
All right, today, like I said, really big show. Brogawd, all the way from Rochester, New York, live on the show. Lee Moolah from Phoenix, Arizona, live on the show. DJ Pest. What's up, Zeke Woods? What's happening? I got a treat for you, Zeke. You from Long Island. Guest on the show today, Brogawd, all the way from Rochester, New York. We are international. We are across the United States. We are worldwide. Climbing the charts on the France podcast chart. That's right. The French are loving the mission. Romania's checking out the mission. United Kingdom's checking out the mission. Russia's checking out the mission. Peace to Alhambra, Arizona. That's where we get our most drops from. Atlanta, Georgia's checking out the mission.
Radio.
Listen to this beat. I'm going to get my guess. Hold tight. All right, like I said, the East Coast, VA 804 is checking in. Zeke Woods from Long Island's checking in. New York is in the building. Rochester, New York. The artist's name is Brogawd. Brogawd is in the building. Let me give you a little round of applause. All the way, these guys are traveling, they're working hard. The homie VA Verse is responsible for setting this up. Let's turn these mics on, tune in. How you doing today, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You look well. Thank you for coming. Everybody's great. Y'all were early and on time like I asked. I so much appreciate that. Thank you. I've got a lot of show to do. And as soon as I wrap up with here, we're packing up the fam and going to Tucson. We got a big event tonight in Tucson.
Okay.
With 867 Entertainment, my homie Quality the Goon, and GTA, Sugar Shane, everybody over there at 867. We got a big show in Tucson tonight. So that's what I'm doing. You guys are on the road and traveling. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you still live in Rochester, New York.
Yep.
So you're a long way from home. How does that feel?
It feels good to be away from home, especially, with our weather conditions at this time of the year.
Yeah. You appreciating the Arizona weather? Most people
am.
do. This is the perfect time to be here. It gets hot in about 3 months, but right now, until then, it'll be very nice. And there's a lot of...
it's comfortable.
I tell the single gentlemen, there's a lot of lovely ladies here in Arizona. They have several colleges and great plastic surgeons. So that combination leads to a lot of lovely ladies in the area. We appreciate so much you coming in today. We're going to listen to some of your music. I got a couple songs, and we're going to talk and figure out what's going on. Now, what brings you on this somewhat of a national tour? I mean, you're about continental United States. You're about as far away from Rochester as you can get. What's going on? What are we doing out here?
Yeah, right now I'm pushing the single. It's called Picture Me Rolling on all DSPs. The video.
Okay.
We set to release this week, coming up early this week on YouTube. So be looking for that. And I'm out here working yesterday. I got some things done.
Okay.
In the studio. I had to participate in a partake performance.
Okay, that's cool to get involved in that while you're here.
Right.
Yeah, sure, certainly. Yeah. I've seen a few of those, and they're always a good time, and get a lot of respect and appreciation online. So,
real.
Yeah. So you're just on the road, shaking hands, kissing babies like a politician should, like out here meeting people and exposing the world to your music. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, I really respect that. When I was a younger man, I didn't understand the correct push, and by the time I understood the correct push, I felt I was too old to be sleeping on people's couches, and that was kind of what the road involved sometimes. Y'all look like y'all are rolling tough, and everybody looks clean and well rested. No disrespect, but when you're on the road, sometimes that's a stretch. What's the hardest part on this adventure that you've been on? What's the hardest part of being out on the road?
COVID interrupting with masks and limitations. A lot of
you'd be doing more events, more things if it weren't for COVID, right?
Man.
All right. Well, thank God for Arizona at least is lightened up somewhat. Texas is off the chain. You can go do whatever you want there.
Georgia,
and we just approved the recreational marijuana. So if you're above 21, feel free to enjoy that while you're here, gentlemen. Of course. What's one of the best things about rolling around on this type of road trip? Because, a lot of artists, it takes them a while to get to the point. Most people start out locally, then regionally, and they work their way up to running around nationally. And that's a big deal. What's one of the good things about rolling around right now?
Like you said, laying out my music, introducing it to the world, and meeting people and building, rapport. And then locking in, doing the footwork. It's the grind.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's definitely a part of it that a lot of people think you can skip, and I'm impressed that you're out here doing it because you're a younger guy, and some people think you can do everything online, and I'm a big firm believer that you have to still do everything, the old ways and the new ways. You have to touch people online, but you still have to get out and meet people, do shows, show them yourself in person. People like to especially the hood, they like to see what it's about, for real, for good and for bad for some artists. What's life like in Rochester? Growing up there, we'll start there. How intense was life for you growing up in Rochester? Was it cool? We've had all kind of answers, so feel free,
Yeah, well, in my household, it was love there. I was supported.
That's
What
beautiful.
I'm saying? Discipline and all that. Came up from a very heavy church background. That's why my musical influence is.
Okay.
I like to look at it as timeless.
Okay.
I reach at all points. But outside of the house, it definitely is. It's a poverty-stricken city. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the
not a lot of opportunity in Rochester.
At a time, right?
I mean, if you graduate high school and college is not your thing, what are you looking to do when you come up in Rochester?
You already know.
Is it the trades or the street, or is it
it's the trade in the street.
Trades and the street?
The trades of the street.
As someone, I worked construction for a long time and sold a little weed on the side, so I understand that partial hustle, not being totally committed, but having a couple income streams. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Rochester doing that. What is Rochester famous for, if you could enlighten me?
Oh,
definitely. I know a little bit more about Buffalo. I'm not as up to date on Rochester. What is Rochester known
New York
for?
is the home to Kodak Film.
Okay.
Taking pictures. That's
They really took a hit.
Yeah.
Have they been laying people off? Because film companies have been taking a big hit over the last few with all this digital.
A fact. Yeah, everything is on the digital stream.
Yeah.
But as far as innovative and creation, you have that is very famous for our boss sauce. That's
boss sauce.
Boss sauce.
Okay, boss sauce.
Yeah, that's on.
What
on
is?
the food.
Help me explain. Is it like a hot sauce? Is it what is it like?
It's a. I don't believe it's really not a.
You wouldn't consider it a hot sauce? Or?
Nah, not a hot sauce, but it got like that.
Like a condiment, like a different condiment. Some people mix mayo and ketchup, make shit. So y'all got your own sauce. That's cool. That's cool. Not to be confused. There's Sinatra sauce.
I don't even know if
you're
that
not familiar with that.
Not as Sinatra's. I don't.
At one time I was trying to serve the swerve sauce as hard as I could, but it was very few. Only a few takers on the swerve sauce.
Nah.
What is there some Rochester is close to Buffalo, or y'all just both upper New York? Is there some? Buffalo with Rick James has had some maybe, and with the Buffalo Bills at times has had a few more highlights maybe than Rochester. Is a little envy or a little crosstown beef with Buffalo? Or is it
not?
I'm just making that up. None of that.
Not my way at all.
Okay. What is it like in high school as far as racially? Is it white kids, black kids, everything?
The high school.
Your personal experience? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rochester City School District. I went to school within the city.
City school.
I'm a city kid, like Rochester.
Majority
Rams,
black
Webster
folks
Avenue.
then, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
You already know. Yeah.
Did you ever have a go-to white friend back then? Have you ever had
my next door growing up where I just moved from actually in the Beechwood area, my next door neighbor for a long time. He was a
good guy,
white kid,
cool guy, good guy.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I just like it's
played
always
basketball. He
don't get too many, but it's good to have one.
Listen,
on stash,
it was so ill. His parents like, hey, when he's not even home, it's cool to still take his court out because I ain't have a court. You know what I'm saying? My mom
that was nice of them. Some good ones. I'm glad you came up with some good ones. There's some good ones out there. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
As I attempt to be a good one, I appreciate the other good ones in life. So what was your first memory of hip hop then? Because you're right next to the Mecca, let's say. I don't know how far is Rochester. Is that like 4 or 5 hours from the city, or 6? I don't know. 8 hours? 5 hours.
6 hours.
So relatively, you're as close as Richmond was. I came in from Richmond, Virginia. We were about 6 hours, depending on what time of day you went, the traffic you caught, and everything. I don't have a lot of experience in the city. Was it when you were coming up as a kid? Was it a big deal to go to the city?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was the Mecca.
Right.
Everything was, you
Right.
know,
I mean, fashion,
capital.
shoes.
Yeah.
You
Movies,
know,
TV shows.
everything goes on in New York. It's one of the biggest cities, if not the most important city in the world. So, you know, being that close to it, I imagine could be exciting and, you know, might bring up some insecurities as well because, for me, coming from Richmond, and in my day, the city, New York, was very, let's say, very New York centered. New York was very self-centered. When I came up, and I mean the city, not the state, they didn't want to hear any hip hop outside of New York. They barely listened to New Jersey and Philadelphia, much less Richmond, or I would assume Rochester. Didn't get a lot of love back in the day, right?
Richmond, like
we were country. We were country. And but then I thought it seems like to real New Yorkers, everything outside of the city is country to them. Was Rochester seen as country to some quote unquote real New Yorkers? You know, I think that's the big thing about Rochester and Buffalo coming up is I think the places that are rejected, you know, the cornerstone, the rejected stone becomes the cornerstone. I think when you're rejected by the industry or by the perceived leaders of the industry, it gives you a lot of ammunition. It gives you a lot of motivation to be great, you know. And I think that's what Buffalo and upstate New York's going through right now. And we need a New York resurgence as an East Coast guy, you know. I've had enough of Atlanta for a minute. We could have a New York resurgence.
Is this one on?
I will put it. I'm sorry. Sometimes they switch up the 3 and 4 for me. Go ahead.
To piggyback off what you just said.
Go ahead. Help yourself.
All right. So, like I said, me and you, we are similar generations. Mm-hmm. So I understand that whole. I get that, and I understand that. And as far as like upstate and central New York and all of that, there was a very long time where the city really didn't look at anybody coming from over there. Now it's like. You got to. It's
right.
like you can't deny these niggas. Excuse me.
Right.
Bad.
No, you could cuss. It's fine. We're on the internet. You speak freely.
You can't deny these little dudes what they doing because they so cold and they carrying the legacy and they carrying on a torch. Like I feel like cats like Brogawd and a lot of cats up there from up top is making a lot of noise and representing and carrying a torch, and that's what's respectful about that whole movement, and it's undeniable, and the fact that it is up top. Putting New York on their back right now.
Yeah. Well, we've heard, you know, a lot of people have complained about New York City sounding like other states, sounding like other cities.
It doesn't sound like New York no more.
You know, right. And so I think that is what upstate New York is, the breath of life that they've brought to the industry, is bringing back a real New York feel. Is that where your music comes from, or how would you describe your music to someone without them listening to it? Is it a classic New York feel? Is it boom bap? Is it like a mixture? Is it a new wave? Or is it Atlanta sounding? Am I fucking up with all this talking I'm doing? You know,
I'm just waiting for you.
All right, well, let's enough talk. Let's get into one. This is the single. You say you're out here on the road pushing, so let's get into it first. Picture Me Rolling. Do we get into who produced it?
Yeah, E Buddha. I never sat with him in a room, met.
Okay, but y'all are internet relations, but you know. Okay, good. Well, Picture Me Rolling, of course, is reminiscent of a Tupac song and verse, but let's get into it. Brogawd, all the way from Rochester, New York, on Respect the Underground with his new single, Picture Me Rolling. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Fix myself.
We're on the mission Saturday morning. Let's go.
Get my bread for you. Buddha. Yo. And just like you imagine this. Picture me rolling through beaches, raising sand like I'm a double tragic. Don't want no tenant traffic. Y'all gon' see me. Got a female courier who navigate my city package. My cries is now laughters. And the more paces are quiet, I get some money a little faster. Without they fitted on, they bigger cappers. I do it like this way, cause I'm the dawn to all of the dappers. My city celebrate murder like grand openings. Another club shootout, another club closed again. Picture me rolling license golden in the stolen Benz. I ain't wanna do it, I was influenced by my Winkster friends. Not I. Godfather Jedi, doggy style, your favorite bougie chicken head, she bird's eye. 2 for 15s, all summer in 2012, 2015, quarter P prices changed as well. By the time they catch on, we working with shit they measure wells with. Fuck when niggas provide for family, put up for jail bids. Red crushed pepper squad dogs, can I smell this? Vaseline base blocks, my brother feel him like he real fit. Google Maps if it ain't stamped for a mail trip. My ass ahead said I'm a travel agent because I sell trips. Tip, he said. My ass ahead said I'm a travel agent because I sell trips. Picture me rolling, picture me rolling, picture me rolling, picture me rolling. No, it's not stolen. It come from the focus. Picture me rolling. I once was unfocused. I used to be hopeless, picture me rolling. Got to, baby. Picture me rolling. Shit, fishbowl, no tennis. Picture me rolling. No. Picture me rolling. Fulfilling dreams on empty pillowcases. Having more hope than hustle gon' lead you straight to no places. I eat a bar and let the liquor chase me. The whole reward was in the wrist. That's why I pray strengthen my patience. Liquor shot for them drop cases. And pour down on cold ground for them 15 the L faces. He said he blicked them, but he carried razors. Spinning the yard, getting twisted off them holy pages. Receiving letters, hold them dearly. Every sentence sacred. Every day you in my prayer, I just hope that you make it. Picture us rolling every city, in and out the state. License plates, paper tags, cash out on the Wraith.
Yeah, you are right here on
Respect the Underground Radio.
That was Picture Me Rolling from Brogawd, right here on Respect the Underground Worldwide Radio, Icon Radio, home of quality independent music. Now, I like that. I'm an East Coast guy. I'm an old head. So, you got me. You got me right off the bat. Brogawd. Where did you come up with the name? What inspired that?
That is a name of which I just learned to be more firm in, you know what I'm saying, and with the responsibility of self and identifying who I am through God himself.
Word.
And I put that in, well, you know, after bro.
Peace to the nation of gods and earth. So you affiliated, or is it just a general awakening you're going through?
There you go. I like to say that, you know what I'm saying?
Not so specified to the God body.
Right, but I have a quest of knowledge that I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's awakening, like you said, just naturally. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said earlier, I come from a church background. So you know what I'm saying? As you keep going further in life, certain things.
I came from a church background too. Was it, how strict was your upbringing with the church background? Was it hard to listen to rap music in your house?
No, not at all.
Okay. Nah. So they were accepting.
It's just, you know, when you meet different people too, you meet different people too and look at their walk of life.
How was it when you told your family that you were going to pursue rap music? Was it a big deal? Was it no problem?
It was, all right, make sure you pay this though or keep that together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't
worried about plan B and paying the bills like most parents. Yeah. How about your friends or your peers? Was it an issue to them? Are they involved in rap as well? Or?
It's funny because they all was doing it way before me. I was just around it.
Right. Well, you know, a lot of times people in that position,
but that was years ago.
Start later and rocket ahead. Because sometimes, you know, I had a cousin and good friends that started DJing with me. But, you know, DJing takes a lot of work. It's a technical thing, especially back then. And they were too involved in, you know, getting girls. They were ahead of me in that lane. I was kind of nerdy. I stayed home and DJ, but then I rocketed ahead of them, as things went on. They got uninvolved in hip hop as I accelerated. So that happens sometimes, Brogawd on the mission for peace and understanding, and I appreciate that. On the road all the way from Rochester, New York. Have you learned anything? Is this your first nationwide road trip to do this, or have you done this before?
I did a little bit of it last year. I came out here with ID Rich.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, y'all are cool with VA Verse. VA Verse is a friend of the show.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a name we all know in the Phoenix hip hop scene, so he's a good name to drop. He's well respected and well liked. There's no issues with VA Verse, so it's good. And we're glad you're here. Are you doing any shows while you're in town?
I had the partake yesterday, so that's
okay, the partake show yesterday. Now I don't know what you're doing tonight, but if it's a couple hours down the road. But if you want to come to Tucson, there's a pretty live hip hop show going on there. I can give you the information. Y'all could drop in. It's up in the air. I think all the slots are filled for performances, but I could always throw a beat on. You could kick a 16 or something if y'all breeze through. I'll look out, no doubt. What's on the horizon for Brogawd? What's the next movement? How much longer is this road trip lasting?
Now we just here wrapping up the weekend, and we headed back to the coast. But to look forward to from Brogawd is a few projects. What I have out now is with my brother in rhyme on our label Upstate of Mind. It's called Outer Heaven.
Okay.
It's a 7-track joint produced by AdWords. He out of Queens, New York, but he down in Georgia living good, soaking up the sun and all that. But I ain't mad. You feel me? But definitely a lot of East Coast flavor. What you looking for musically, sonically?
Yeah.
We got that. So when you get the time, check that out on all platforms.
I always tap in with Phoenix because Phoenix is a diverse market. We have everything from G-Funk to Northern Cal to Atlanta to, there's a diverse.
Don't get me wrong. That's in my playlist.
It's all hip hop, and I love it all.
I fuck with that.
I love it all. And the point being, we have a diverse, not only group of artists, but also fan base as well. And it's a big market. So always check back in. And if you ever are in the area and you want to stop in the show, just let me know.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, let's check out Hardcore Match.
Okay.
Real quick. Is that cool?
Yeah, no doubt. This is unreleased too, by the way. Be looking for this.
This is exclusive. So once again, we got exclusive right here on
Respect the Underground.
Let's get into it right now. This will go by the name of Hardcore Match from Brogawd.
Blessing the faith, my brother.
Keep dancing this motherfucker, bro. Yo, Ussie. I said, talk is cheap, money is proof. When I spit, it's a gift of the youth. I smoke medicinal roots. I spend money and hopes to recoup. Bad bitch, might grab us some food. I'm living life to my tone. They ain't never did shit like me. Polo white tee, red Nikes. Yeah, bitch, I might see. Time by time, niggas talk, but I never listen. I treat the situation like a deadbeat on Christmas. But who cares about holidays? They paganistic. Times fucked up. How you ask God for financial wisdom? Tell me the answers. Yeah, I need a way out. Niggas on the block with the work. They see a payout. Niggas bullshitting at 30. That shit played out. I've been touching money. I don't care about the fame and clout. Care about blessing the faith. It ain't no thinking a doubt. It ain't no thinking a doubt.
Columbia blend, bubble coat, reeking the Cali smoke that loud, always singing the crowd. You're sitting hella notes, my license plates from out the states. I enter states, lane runner, I facilitates the traffic pace in New York's attic, the upper state. We come from grace, addicts and users got puppy face from using waste. Money calling with some swipers on speed dial. I'ma fuck with it like it's on pre-trial. And the lion's then comfortable, I can come for you. Do a silent pray on my kill, that's how I comfort you. Ill-minded with the man of justice. I heard my auntie a smoker, I'ma throw a couple of testers, yeah. And we can't stop, won't stop till we trapping out Teslas. And I'm so nutty with it, don't call me professor, pussy.
That's what it is right here on
Respect the Underground Radio.
All right, Brogawd, I want to say thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're out doing your thing. You're an inspiration to artists because you're really out on this road, far away from home, doing what you're supposed to be doing, even in the COVID times. You got a team with you. I appreciate your team that came with you. And if you've got connections like VA Verse and other cities, I'm sure you're out here making big moves and doing a good thing. I appreciate your music as a fellow East Coaster. I look forward to you doing your thing. Keep on your grind and keep accelerating. Once again, let me get this going. Thanks so much for coming in.
Word, thank you for having me.
Brogawd. And like I said, Facebook Live, couple thousand views this week, YouTube next week, and then Apple Podcasts in a couple months. All right. Hey, safe travels. Have a good day. Enjoy some more of that recreational while you're here. All right.
Man, you already.
Have a good one. Once again, Brogawd. Thank y'all. We'll be right back with DJ Pep.